of all, welcome, and you are welcome that I can't use Taylor Swift music on my YouTube videos. I hope you're enjoying these lo-fi versions. This will be a very simple route. It's a straight line basically from St. James to downtown using this route. But it was a beautiful morning, so I wanted to share this ride with you. This roundabout is usually quite busy, but this morning it wasn't too bad. It was still 6 a.m., so we didn't have a lot of traffic at this point. As you can see up here, the trail splits on the left, and the left side of the trail basically follows Moray all the way to the crosswalk that we're going to see right away. But I much prefer taking the forest in summer and spring and fall. Sometimes I will take the other way in winter just because it may be cleared a little faster than the forest. This particular stretch right here in the winter can be crazy treacherous because there aren't enough trees here to stop the snow drifts. So sometimes the snow drifts here can be knee deep, and that is why I often take the other trail. This crosswalk right here can also be super busy. If I don't see any cars coming, I usually don't even hit the button, I just keep going. But sometimes it doesn't matter if you hit the button, don't hit the button, somebody's gonna get angry because, you know, you're looking a little too happy on a bike. The intersection at Whytewold is also another one that can be super busy and could really use either a crosswalk or some stop signs. But right now we're at the mercy of waiting for vehicles to stop. Fun fact, there is a little family of foxes that lives around here, and it's really fun to run into them, especially later in the evening or early in the morning as they're playing and looking for food. Hopefully we don't become the food, but I don't think foxes like humans very much. This is another stretch of the trail that can be absolutely awful in winter. I'm gonna make some videos of my live rides in winter as well, but here it can get up to waist deep in snow because of the drift. So the city does clear it, and this past year was a lot better, but what happens is by the time they get to this side of the city, it's already 10 a.m. sometimes, and I've missed my window to make my commute to work. So I usually have to find a different stretch to get through if we just had a fresh snowfall, or I have to, you know, really push hard through the fresh snow. Did you see that electric unicycle? We get so many of these on the trails as well. I don't know. It's kind of crazy how fast those guys go, and you know, basically no protection except for a helmet. Sometimes. we always ring our bells around these blind corners because you never know, especially when we're having to overcome pedestrians on the right side and taking the left lane. It's really important to let other cyclists know we're coming. Also, golfers really appreciate it when they are teeing off or lining up a shot right on the green. You know, if you ring your bell a few times, it's really appreciated by them, and I hope that you consider doing that every time you're around the golf course as much as you can. One time I was riding right in this spot here with my friend Chanel as she was learning to ride a bicycle, and we were chatting, and the golfers here told us to please be quiet as they were teeing off, and as you can imagine, we were very excited to ring our bells in support as much as we could at that point. Right here is Linwood Avenue, right here, and this is the route that you will take when going to Wolseley. It's a 30-kilometer neighborhood greenway. It's currently under construction, but I am making a video showing you how to access Wolseley from this side of Portage Avenue. Where we start the part of the bike network that is mostly painted bike lanes. This is scheduled for renewal and sort of a change soon, so hopefully it happens and it doesn't get dropped from the city budget. I usually try to avoid this stretch as much as possible because as you will see, the painted bike lanes offer zero protection. But in the winter especially, or early in the morning, it is a quick way to get downtown, and it does get plowed more than the alternate route, which I will show you in a different video, going through Wolseley and Bortvale and Assiniboine Avenue. the bike button is not working at Century Street and St. Matthews going east. So I'm going to put a complaint into 311, but if you find yourself at that intersection and there are no cars waiting to cross, you will have to go hit the pedestrian button or your light will not change for you. Right here is a protected bike lane on Empress Street that takes you to Omans Park. We are also supposed to get a protected bike lane on the left side there, and I'm not sure when exactly that's going to happen, but that's the plan so that it connects completely protected all the way to Saskatchewan Avenue. This is what is called a Shero, which is a lane that is supposed to be a shared bike lane and a vehicle lane. I really suggest that you take the whole lane here, especially on this stretch, because if you're too close to the curb, drivers will pass you way too close, especially in the winter. These bump outs are really good for visually slowing down a road, but you know what they're not good for? Winter, because the plows never get close enough throwing bikes onto the busy roads, and drivers really don't like it when bikes are on busy roads and might try to pass you on the right. This is another spot where you should really take the whole lane if you can to avoid drivers passing you on the right. to say that this particular street has been a lot less busy since the closure of the Arlington Street Bridge. Arlington Street is coming up right now, and this used to be sort of a run to get to Arlington Street and then get over the bridge to the north end. This is nothing to celebrate right now because we have lost a big connection from downtown to the north end with the closure of the Arlington Street Bridge. Not familiar with this route, I need to tell you this is where things start to get a little bit hairy when you're trying to get to places like the University of Winnipeg. There are important connections missing, and if you want to get there, you're sort of wiggling through back lanes and sidewalks just to get to the rest of the bike network. For today, we're going to take Sherbrook going left here, so you have to be really careful because Sherbrook can be quite busy. Again, it's 6 a.m., it's not too bad. As you can see, there is a lot of painted infrastructure here, but this is one of our oldest bike lanes, and this particular stretch of it is going to get an upgrade. It's going to get a real bike lane, a protected lane, but the Maryland side kind of got dropped from the books right now, so we're hoping it will get back on and they'll figure out a way to make it work. My blood started boiling a little bit when I saw this driver parked on the right side here for absolutely no reason when there's parking on the other side. But I had a nice little chat with him. It was very friendly. You don't need to hear me talking about it. And I just told him, look, dude, you can't park here. Okay, maybe I said a few other things, but you know my dad's watching this video, so we don't need to get into details. Just look at the smile on his face here when he's asking me what I said to the guy. Are going to be getting a new bike lane here on Cumberland, which is really exciting. It's going to be coming up in the next few years. This is a really important connection because there is a hospital here and a lot of the staff do bike to work. They have a bike cage here. I'm not sure the bike cage is big enough, but people pay for secure bike parking to work at the hospital and ride their bikes to work. So this bike lane is like a bike highway and continues here. You're gonna see we're gonna make a right on McDermot. This is also a bike highway that connects really important parts of the city. I did a small little reel on how to get back from here, but I do have a full video coming as well. There is a little trick that you can a little shortcut you can take to make sure that you're not having to interact with any cars. So follow me on my Instagram and look for that reel. thank you again so much for watching. We're coming to the end of our video here as we arrive on Waterfront. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. It helps me to create more content like this. And maybe you didn't learn anything new this time, but you got to enjoy this beautiful sunrise with me. So thank you again.